Hi, my name is Sam Cusimano, and welcome to Electricity for Progress. Today we will be exploring the setup of a Biodata Sonification Wi-Fi device made to work over a pre-configured mesh network. The first step, of course, is to plug in the TP-Link mesh network nodes. In our current configuration, we're not going to be on the internet, right? We're creating an intranet where all of our Biodata Wi-Fi devices and our laptops or other computers can connect to a small local network. When you power on those two TP-Link devices, they're going to flash red and then eventually have a solid red LED. And that's how you know that everything is set up and connected correctly. If we were connected to the internet, you would see a green LED flash. I put a little piece of black sticker on the LEDs to dim the red light so they are not as bright and obnoxious. So what I want to do now is jump into some of the configuration that we're going to do in order to get our biodata into Ableton Live using our RTP MIDI network on our Mac computer. So additionally, I have down here my Biodata Sonification device. Each one of the devices for this Love and Information installation has a different color of tassel or fob on it. This one is being pink. What makes it easy to identify, of course, your devices having these tags. I also may put a sticker on the bottom that just has some pertinent information about the device. Each of our devices is going to connect to our network through Wi-Fi. The network, let me scroll up so you can see it. The network name is going to be Biodata, and our password is capital P, password123. Secure enough, I think, for what we're doing here. Each of the devices has its own channel for MIDI that it will be sending data on, and it has a specific static IP address. We're using static IP addresses, so all of the nodes are very easy to connect to your RTP MIDI network, and it also causes a couple quirks when we're connecting to the Wi-Fi mesh network, which I'll show you in a second, but overall I think it's the best way to go about this. I'm going to go over here and plug in my USB port. USB is used to charge the devices. It's also used to program the device. You should not need to program the device. It's already set up for you. Flick the switch to the left, to the outside. You'll be greeted with a little light show. And now I'm going to go into Tools, and we see the SLab to UART is available. Again, you shouldn't have to deal with this. I'm just going to show it on the mini monitor or on the serial monitor as we configure ourselves. Okay. Down at the bottom here, I have a MIDI monitor which we'll use, and I'm monitoring session 1. Here is our MIDI network, which can be found under Audio MIDI settings. I have enabled a session called session 1 here. Doesn't really matter the name of it per se. Now I've pre-configured my MIDI network setup with all of our different biodata nodes, and I'll share this information with you to make it easy for you to configure on your end. But in short, we create a node with a name. Each device is named based on the unique name that each device has. In this case, it's Biodata 897, and there's a pink lanyard on it. So here I have my IP address coded 201. This is going to be on MIDI channel 1, and 201 is our IP address. Okay, so I am just going, so I press the button on the device and I'm connected to our Wi-Fi network. It says Wi-Fi connected. RTP MIDI not connected currently. So I'm going to come over here, highlight my Biodata 897 pink device, You can also see the IP addresses listed here, but again, they're static IPs, so you don't need to use the serial monitor to read any of this information. You can just have it keyed in. I will now click the connect button. So the device should have lit up and shown with a white LED that it's connected to the RTP MIDI network, and now I'm just going to touch two electrodes with my fingertips. We see the light show on the device. We have a 192.168 did not respond to the connection, so I'm going to click OK. Now, what could possibly be wrong here? Here's a common mistake. We're connected to the wrong Wi-Fi network on my computer, right? So remember, our MIDI network is an isolated network. It's probably not on the intranet. Make sure that your laptop, when connecting to everything, is on that Biodata network. All right, now, all I should have to do is highlight the device again, click connect. We have a little light on there showing that we're connected, and when I touch the electrodes, the data is able to flow here in my serial monitor. We see these red lines in the MIDI network setup. This is our latency, but ignore that. The most important thing is down here in the MIDI monitor. We are getting MIDI on our session 1, okay? And this is on channel 1. So the last step that we can confirm in here is over in our device, we have a lot of noisy data, it looks like, banging through in Ableton Live here on channel 1. I have channels 1, 2, 3, 4, scrolling down 5, 6, and 7 set up in Ableton Live here. And what I wanted to do is just pull another one of the devices and show you that this also can easily connect to the network. So what I will do is bring in this one. So this is the blue node. This one should be on channel 2. I will push the switch to the on position. Gives a little light show. It's a little fleshed out. And the green LED turning on means it's connected to the Wi-Fi network. If this device had trouble connecting to the Wi-Fi network, the red LED would flash slowly for about 15, maybe 20 seconds. If it cannot connect to the Wi-Fi network, the red LED will remain red. Okay, so when you're in Wi-Fi mode, if it can't connect, you'll see it on the front display the whole time. The best solution is turn it off and turn it back on, and it should be able to connect to the RTP network. If you've been turning the device on and off a whole bunch, sometimes it will get picky and will flash red for you. Again, turn it off, turn it back on. It should connect with a green light in the middle after you do the initial light show. So now I'm going to put in my little electrodes. I'm going to touch the electrodes. It lights up on the device, but we haven't connected it to our computer yet. So I come over here in my network settings, and I want to use, so this is the blue lanyard, and I see this is Biodata 1010 blue. I'll click the connect button. We should see a white light shows up on the device showing that we're connected to MIDI RTP. And now when I touch the electrodes, we should be able to get data in through our MIDI monitor. And if we look here in Ableton Live, I can click the in. We should see MIDI data flowing into channel 2 in Ableton Live. And one other thing I wanted to show now is that we just plug into the other Biodata device and send some data through there. And we already are getting, you can see behind me on the MIDI monitor and in Ableton Live, there's a whole bunch of data coming through channel 1. And I will get super fancy here and just turn around. It's hard to see because of course a plant is green and this is a green screen, but I have a snake plant here behind me, and I will plug the electrodes into that snake plant. We get a nice light show, and we should also now see here on channel 2, we're getting MIDI data into channel 2. I will just throw a sampler effects, lo-fi warp drone. Let's see if that makes any weird sounds for us. So this is how we can simply turn on our devices, have them connect to the MIDI network, and be able to get data from 2, 3, 4, all 7 devices very easily. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll post some more videos about some of the other selections and modes available on the device, which make it really easy to configure, whether you're trying to do with a Bluetooth mode, turn on and off Wi-Fi, reset the device. So thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.